Y'all know what time it is. It's Queen Talk, not small talk. I was really debating if I was going to talk about this whole thing or not, because I try not to like hop on these like crazy hot topics, especially with someone like Shannon Sharpe, who is, really don't want to give this man any attention. But there is a lesson that he's learning publicly, and I love that for him. I love that for him. It cracks me up because one minute men are like, oh yeah, we're going to gain all this value as we get older, and we're allowed to like women that are younger than us, and we're just allowed to do all of these things, and essentially like we are not going to basically have any repercussions. And now the men that like praise, you being an older man dating a younger woman, now they're over here like, oh yeah, you can learn a thing or two about Shannon Sharpe. We now have to reconvene and now teach you fellas on what you're supposed to do. So it's taking for a man to have a public downfall now with these allegations for you all to finally decide that, oh yeah, like this shit actually doesn't work out. It doesn't actually happen the way that like we're claiming that it happens, right? So essentially Shannon Sharpe, okay, he's a has-been football player, okay? He suffered way too many concussions, apparently, for him to do some dumbass shit like he did. And don't worry, if you are not aware of what's happening, I'm going to get you guys caught up. We're going to go over the text messages that got leaked. We're going to dive into everything so that way you know exactly what is going on here. Okay? So, hold on. Hold up, because I don't see. Hold on, I must have screwed up. Hold on. Hold up, because I know I saved the video. Let me send it one more time. Okay, there we go. All right, here we go.
Earlier today, somebody accused Shannon Sharpe of SA, and Shannon Sharpe and his legal team quickly exposed the Jane Doe, Gabriella Zuniga, and they also put out some text messages between the two. So let's get into it. So the first text was sent from Gabriella to Shannon on October 7th, 2023.
Oh, and mind you, all of these text messages that they have, they're all from her. So there are no text messages showing what Shannon is texting. It's only what she is texting. So make whatever assumption you want with that, whatever you will.
I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're fucking me. All right, we starting off real strong. The next one is from Gabriella again to Shannon, and this was sent on January 1st, 2025. I know you missed this big juicy ass $25K for each cheek. That's pretty expensive.
Listen, the price is right. The price is right. I gotta give her that $25 per cheek. That's why I put her cheeks in my thumbnail, because I mean, $50K for a set of cheeks. I mean, the price is right. She's not dumb.
We got some more text messages. This one was sent from Gabriella to Shannon on November 23rd, 2023. Only if you put that baby gravy in me, then I can do whatever I want to me. I guess she meant then you can do whatever you want to me. Yeah, she said, get me pregnant first, then we can discuss the rest. Another text from Gabriella to Shannon sent on January 12th, 2024. I want to put my tongue in your, Lord have mercy, and then marry you. You don't do that before getting married, and I hope you're not doing this on the first link. That you don't start off with that. You got to work your way up to it. Another text from Gabriella to Shannon sent on August 6th, 2024. That's my daddy. Fuck, I want you to put a big black baby in me. And then this text from Gabriella sent to Shannon on August 11th, 2024. You better crave it because you're going to be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby in me. She is
Oh my God. Mind you, she's 19. She is 19 years old. 19-year-old white woman, for context.
very determined to get this baby. Like, does she have a breeding kink? Like, I get the hustle. You want to get pregnant and get the child support money, but aren't you supposed to be a little more subtle about it? You're being very heavy handed, with this potential baby. But yeah, that's what Shannon Sharpe put out. Let's see how this plays out in court.
So that is what we have to work with. That is what we have to work with. And Monique told his dumbass, you need to deal with women that are your age. You need to get your old ass a woman that is around your same age, because look at how this is panning out for him. Look at how bad this is looking. Where do I even begin? Okay, we have so much to unpack here. So men are always being told that they're going to get all of this value as they get older, and they can just get old, they can get wrinkly. Shannon Sharpe himself said that when he is sleeping with a woman, she going to get a hot like 2-3 minutes. Like, Unc is only going to give you a song. He gonna put on one good, he gonna put on one Barry White song. Well, not even Barry White, because Barry White songs are actually fucking long. He gonna give you one current Chris Brown song, and then you're gonna snap your fingers and that shit's gonna be done and over with. Okay. So for whatever reason, these men are thinking, these men really do believe that they can get a 19-year-old woman, and the 19-year-old woman is going to actually like them for them. Like, they actually think that you actually think that a woman that it looks like that is likes you and won't want money from you. Like, they really think that women are dreaming and begging for an old man, a busty, crusty man whose dick doesn't work, who isn't all that attractive, who got a fucking gut, bald. They are lying to themselves, thinking that we're dreaming of that is what we want. A young woman is only dealing with you for your money. That's it. That's all. That is it. That is all. She's only going to deal with you for your money. Men so badly want to be the value. Men so badly want to be the prize. So he really has it planted in his mind, well, I'm older and then now I have money, so now I can use this money to my benefit. And because the girl is also an OnlyFans model, she does OnlyFans. So yeah, that's like another piece of information where you can, draw some more conclusions. So all in all, the woman is about her money, point blank, period. She is about her money. Okay. And it cracks me up because didn't we just talk about last week how weren't these men just talking shit about Tracy Ellis Ross and how she prefers dealing with younger men and she doesn't like men her age? Shannon Sharpe is around the same age as her. There is a reason why she wouldn't want to deal with someone around her same age, because look at what the fuck they're doing. With age clearly does not come wisdom. Because how are you this fucking stupid to land in some shit like this with the platform that you have, with the status that you have? Like, come on. Have you had that many concussions where you don't know how to protect yourself from going after your own preference? You never heard of an NDA? You never heard of an NDA? Because this is the thing. I am going to make this racial. I am gonna touch on the subject of this being racial with him being black and her being white, because I just did a short about it. Black men have a lot of cognitive dissonance when it comes to their preference. And we are going to, oh shit, we are going to essentially talk about, like, psychoanalyze that, because it really needs to be discussed. It really, really, really needs to be discussed. Like, y'all heard what those fucking messages said. Put a black baby in me. Put a black baby in me and did it. These black men are so thirsty to chase after white women because of the status that comes along with it. They don't know how to protect themselves. They don't know how to protect themselves. They care so much about their proximity to whiteness that they are literally willing to lose it all just to be able to be in proximity to whiteness. And then completely forgetting the fact that we live in a social hierarchy. And when it comes to white women, you are beneath them in the social hierarchy. So no matter how successful you are, no matter how much money you have, if a woman decides that she's going to pick up the phone and call the police, if she decides that she wants to go run to a lawyer, if she decides that she is going to pin anything on you and against you, people are going to listen. And people are, there's going to be a likelier chance for people to believe her. We seen what happened. We seen what happened with the OnlyFans model who unalived her black boyfriend. And then we just saw what happened with a few months ago with the black guy, and he got unalived by his white girlfriend. And it took for her to actually get charged. It actually took for public outcry for them to even do anything. If no one had said anything, if no one had complained, that woman would still be walking free. That woman would not be facing any repercussions, because at the end of the day, in the social hierarchy, black men are disposable. They don't care about you. They don't care about your success. They don't care about your fame. They don't care about your money. They don't care about you. They will spit you up and chew you out and forget like you ever existed. And they're never going to hold a white woman ever accountable if it was a false allegation. Why you would even deal with a woman who, if you don't have her sign an NDA, or she chooses not to sign an NDA and you're still choosing to deal with her, do you know how much of a low self-esteem as a man you have to have? Because Shannon Sharpe is from the South. So Shannon Sharpe, I'm sure, was called a blacklit bastard. I'm sure he was called a monkey. I'm sure he was called every fucking name in the book. Shannon Sharpe's cognitive dissonance, Shannon Sharpe self-hatred runs very, very, very deep. Because why you have to hate yourself to allow something like this to happen. I'm sorry. You have to hate yourself to allow something like this to happen. Because celebrities that are white male celebrities, you see, they tend to not be in shit like this. They tend to not have these issues like this. And then as soon as they have issues like this, the first thing that they're expecting is for black women to put their cape on, put their cape on and fly in the sky like Megan Good did with Jonathan Majors, and be like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna help you. Oh my God, I'm gonna be your Coretta Scott King." You're gonna be the first person that they run to. Their little invisible shield. Whenever they get burned by someone else, I guess their quote unquote preference. I don't people keep asking me about the Houston DL list. I don't have it. I only discovered you all don't send me anything. If you all don't send me anything that specific, I'm not going to cover it. My email is in my description. You can email me if there's something specific that you want me to cover. I don't have access to any of that. I don't. I try finding it. I can't really find it. I did come across a page there's a page that's going around on TikTok that's exposing men in Atlanta. But I'm having a hard time finding anything for Houston. So if you have the information to send me and you want me to cover it, you need to send it to me. I never thought I'd be so happy that I was whitewashed in my youth. And here's the thing, I grew up predominantly around white people. Um, fifth grade, we ended up moving, and so from fifth grade on, I ended up dealing with. I was really one of only few black people. My first boyfriend was white, so I grew, and then the very few black men, those black men would only deal with white women. They would primarily only deal with white women. And so I already had seen it at a very young age then, that I was like, oh, I was like, okay, it makes sense. And the thing about it is that I was never checking for black men. Never. Even to this day, like even when I was a young girl, my mama would always tell me, she was like, you're not getting married to a black man. You're not getting married to a black man. I already know it. You're not. And I never wanted to. Never wanted to. Just like how black men and men will be like, oh, yeah, a 304 or BBL girl, they're for recreational use only. For me, black men are recreational use only. They're recreational use only. I would never take them seriously. I would never deem them to be marriageable. I would never deem them to be someone worthy enough for me to want to respect them on like a high level. And like, I don't care how bad that sounds, but it's just within my experience. I kind of feel as though if you're someone and you've been raised around multiple cultures of people, you really do start to understand that what black men have is an illness. It really is a sickness. And they're so thirsty to claim dominance in their social hierarchy that really all they do is just harm black women while trying to take advantage of white women because they want to have closer proximity. Because black men are very weak minded because they don't get to create the order. And because they're men, they're already weak to begin with, to be honest. Like, honestly. So it's really one of those things where it's like, I don't feel bad. Honestly, I don't feel bad at all. I hope it tarnishes his career. I hope this is something that he can't recover from, because you cannot allow your insecurity and your self-hatred to get you into something like this. It makes it really, really hard to have any sympathy for a man that is like doing this. And the thing about it is that this is a woman that he chose to deal with. So just like how the men say, he should have chose better. He should have chose better. How come he's not smart enough? How come he's not smart enough to know who to pick and who not to be able to pick, essentially? How are you not able to know that? And so really it goes back to what I said about cognitive dissonance. Black men have colonial conditioning, okay? So literally since slavery, us as black women, we were positioned as like the mammies, like, the workhorses, hypersexual Jezebels, which is why, white men would like rape us and things like that. And then also, deemed as being very angry, very undesirable. And they do that to be able to justify abusing us and dismissing us. Black women get abused the most by black men, which is why I don't understand why black women choose to be race loyal. I really don't understand I don't understand why y'all even have this conversation on preferences. Like, why do y'all care about black men liking you or not? You want approval from the bottom of the barrel. Like, caring about this whole colorism thing, their preferences. I don't care about their preferences because they're not giving anything better to their preferences. They're treating everyone the same. They're literally treating every single woman that they come in proximity with like shit. Why am I going to argue or care about what someone is doing when they're not giving those people the proper treatment? All black men care about is their status. And they're thirsty, and they'll get it in any type of way. So when they can't get a white woman, they will try to get a black woman who is more lighter skinned or has finer hair. And then you all see the white women that the average man can get. They fucking look like June, Honey Boo Boo's mom. They don't look like anything. And then they always try to say, well, you know, how come it's not the same whenever black women are dealing with white men? Because we aren't having these fucking problems. Black women are not here complaining about white men in mass. Black women are not dealing with white men in mass and then talking about, oh yeah, he's trying to take me down. Oh yeah, this, that, and the other. White men are at the reason why it works out so much better for black women to be dealing with white men is because white men sit at the top of the hierarchy. The only way that it's going to be a disadvantage for a black woman to deal with a white man is when it comes to if he is doing something to you. All men are going to be men, for real. All men are going to be men. So that's neither here or there. But based off of that white man's proximity into a power structure, so the police or law or things like that, then it would be the opposite dynamic. You would be silenced. But that would be the same if he was dealing with a white woman. That would be the same if he was just dealing with a woman because he sits at the top of the hierarchy. So whether you're a black woman or a white woman dealing with a white man, you're going to be silenced regardless because they rule this shit. They rule this shit. Black men forget you can have your preferences, but you also have to include the social hierarchy that comes along with you wanting this type of preference. That's it. That's all. And then even in colonial days, white women are always painted as being very delicate, very innocent, you know, the prize, essentially. And so black men were always taught subconsciously that loving a white woman was aspirational because of the social status that they got presented as. Which really, that's not a preference. That's just you trying to use whiteness as status. I would say probably 98% of black men are not dealing with white women because they genuinely like them. They're dealing with white women because they want to have a closer proximity to status. Point blank, period. That's it. That's all. Black men also have a lot of patriarchal insecurity. This is why, like, let's listen to this. Shannon Sharpe said it himself. Let's look at his apology. Let's look at the video that he came out with addressing this.
My family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Buzbee, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Buzbee targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype.
Is it only 30 seconds? Because that's how long you lasted.
Type you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put...
Not him saying it should be 10 minutes. He's like, nah, you ain't finna have me look like I'm a one pump chump with 30 seconds.
The whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Buzbee want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
Black men, it's so laughable because they do the same thing. They say the same thing over and over. Okay, they can't stand dealing with women of their own race. They can't stand black women. So they want to deal with all other races because that's their preference. And then all of a sudden, when they suffer repercussions from that, it's because I'm black. It's because I'm black. It's like people been trying to tell you that. Like that's what we've been saying. Black men love to frame it as if black women are jealous of the fact that they have a quote unquote preference. No one cares that you have a preference. Black, it's just everyone else around you, particularly black women, they know your fate. They know your future. And you all won't pay attention, you all won't listen. Your dick is getting harder before your brain can form a thought on what it is that you should be actually doing, on what decisions you should be making. It's really that simple. And then once you cross the finish line, and then this shit starts happening to you, all of a sudden everyone is out to attack you because you're black. You've been black this whole time, buddy. Did you not realize you've been black this whole entire time? Whoever his PR person should be ashamed, because that was a horrible statement. Horrible fucking statement. The get up was terrible. You look dusty. Like, just fire the whole team. Just fire the whole team. I'm sorry. Not him trying to defend how long the tape is going to be. The tape ain't 30 seconds. You need to show them the full 10 minutes. You need to show these people that I got stamina. I know I don't care, but my ears are to the ground because once I hear I prefer and it's not me, toodles. Exactly. If I'm not your preference, thank you. Thank you. When black men say, yeah, I prefer and it's not me, I'm like, hallelujah. I've been spared. Black men rushing white women post-slavery is like the poor kids suddenly being able to afford the replicas. They can't get the white woman that white men value, but it's close enough. They're a mess. They'll take anything. Men will literally take the great value, the knockoff, the Temu, the Sheen version of a white woman just to be able to say that they have a white woman. Just to get reminded that they're black. You're Shannon Sharpe making green money. Baby, I don't care how much of that green money you making. Your skin is fucking black. You're fucking black, Shannon. No amount of green money is going to make you white. No amount of putting your penis in white punani is going to turn you white. Point blank, period. That's it. And then the thing about it is that so many black men will feel disempowered in society where they want to be able to seek control in these relationships. So they feel as though white women are a lot more submissive, which further aligns with white supremacy gender roles. And then the irony of that is that those same men are going to weaponize stereotypes against black women to avoid confronting their own powerlessness, which is what Shannon Sharpe is doing. So you want to go be with a white woman so that way because you deem her to be more submissive in the status, you get along with that. So that way you can feel like a white man. So that way you can feel like you have the power. But then use all of these stereotypes against black women because you don't want to face the fact that you are powerless, which is why you don't want to deal with black women, because it's a reminder to you, you have no fucking power. You don't have a leg to stand on here. And then we obviously see this in the media. That level of status is like a symbol of them arriving. And then when that doesn't work out, just like Jonathan Majors, then all of a sudden, oh yeah, I'm gonna go on ahead and marry a black woman because I've been burned by the white woman. It didn't work out for me. My ticket to status didn't work out for me at all. And then completely forget the fact, white women are historically been the number one weapon of mass destruction against black men. They have psychological amnesia. They have a deep amount of psychological amnesia. Emmett Till, the Scottsboro Boys, Jim Crow lynchings. Like, black men are so quick to forget history, to coddle their own insecurity, to coddle their own feeling, to not want to sit with the discomfort that comes along with where you fall in the social hierarchy. Like, literally, like, your ancestors were murdered, castrated, imprisoned for even being accused of looking at a white woman the wrong way. That you literally were not allowed to look at them. And you literally think that now, because we don't live in a world of segregation, that there are not little, not microaggressions, but that there are not little micro ways that this plays out into the real world where you will have to pay a price for your proximity to white women. That we just snap our fingers and that all just goes away. No, these men are delusional. These men are delusional. And white women are looking at how dumb y'all are. At this point, white women are like, psh, they like us this much. And listen, I don't blame them. I hope these white women take these black men for every fucking penny. I hope that they take them for every penny. I hope they tarnish all of their reputations. I hope that they ruin them. Because essentially that is what it's going to take for them to realize, oh, like, I'm actually not liked. I'm actually not, like, valued. It's going to take for this to happen more and more and more, for them to have to sit with the discomfort that they avoid facing by not being with black women, for them to realize you're at the bottom of the hierarchy. You're at the bottom of the hierarchy. There's nothing that you can do about it. See, black women know how to alchemize. Black women know how to alchemize. Black women are like, listen, we were raped. We had all these things happen to us. And so, you know what? Guess what? We're going to get an education. We're going to get an education. We're going to get smart. We're going to build businesses. We're going to try to find community to be able to overcome these things and to be able to make a mark while we're here. Black men, they just sit in a corner and wallow in a corner, and they're like, it's because I'm black. It's because I'm black. Oh my God. Oh my God. As if they didn't grow up in the same neighborhoods as black women, as if they didn't go to the same schools as black women, as if they weren't raised by the same black woman as other black women. Like, yes, Queen, I told my Spanish and Indian relatives to find a rich black sucker and take their goddamn money. I love my family more than I care about race loyalty. Yeah. Yes. If you are a black woman watching this, like, I really, really hope, like, these men are not going to cape for you. They're not going to cape for you. These black men are not going to cape for you. They're only going to remember they're only going to acknowledge you once they realize that they need help. because that's how they see us, but then call us masculine. So when it comes to dating, we're too masculine. But then when you need our help, oh, all of a sudden our masculinity is what you need. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. How and then at the same time they expect to be taken seriously. Like, I have white friends, coworkers that tell me so many scary stories of how thirsty black men are for them. It's sickening. Listen, the best thing I'm happy about is when they don't look my way. When I realized that they weren't attracted to me like that, I was like, hallelujah, thank God. My white friend said that black men love fat white women. She doesn't like black men, but she knows they're desperate and will do anything. Yes. And then be so quick to call black women bed wenches. They're the biggest bed wenches of all. The biggest bed wenches of all. The biggest 304s of all. I know one thing, I won't be dating white again. My experience was hell. I really think romance and love is easier within the same culture. It's a lot. Honestly, I look at it like this. It's a lot of things that are going to factor into the nuances of what type of man. But for me personally, I don't take black men seriously. I just don't. We can hang out, we can kick it. I'm not taking them seriously. In the words of Erica, black men don't care about being black. They just need black women to care about them being black when something goes wrong for them. Exactly, because their first defense is always, they're doing this because I'm black. They're doing this because I'm black. Or when you as a black woman decide that you don't want to fall into the societal norm, you don't want to fall into the culture of what you're supposed to do as a woman or as a black woman, all of a sudden, well, what about the black community? Why can't we stick together? And it's like, aren't y'all leaving y'all own kids? Aren't y'all making women single mothers? Like, like they literally will in you that, like, they will be dead face serious and be like, yeah, you're ruining the community. You're ruining the community by not wanting to get married and not wanting to have children and things like that. And it's like, and you're making the community better by creating broken homes. You're making the community better by not even having a job or earning enough money to be able to give back to your own community. What contribution have you made to your own community as a black man? Like, you're not even giving to your own community. You don't like black men, good, we don't like you. Well, then why are you here? You must like me, you commented. I could have whatever preference. And I didn't say I didn't like black men. I just said I don't take them seriously. I don't take them seriously. Look at what happened with that random man from Atlanta ordeal. I don't know what that's about. It's terrible everywhere, especially if you have standard and intelligent and can read people very well. The higher you ascend, none of these men, no matter what race they are, are you going to be attracted to them? I'm at the point I'm asexual. Ilasheva said black women. Yes. And like, just look. Most of the dating, like, for women to like empower and uplift women, it's black women that are making the content. Okay? It's black women that are making the content because black women have not been able to sit back and reap the benefits of patriarchy by being in proximity to white men. White women have been able to have that privilege. And so this is usually why it's white women who are pretty much they're always going to be the main victims once they hit like 40 years old, because then they realize like, oh shit, I've aged out of patriarchy, and I no longer get to reap the benefits of being in proximity to white men because I've aged out and I've had to do all of these things now. And so then they don't have the survival skills because we don't have that privilege as Black women. We don't. The closest man that we are in proximity to is a Black man who is the least likely to be educated. He's going to have the highest rate of domestic violence, highest rates of HIV. I mean, Black men are number one in the worst performing statistics. That's what we are in proximity to. That is the step above us. So when that within the social hierarchy, when that is a step above you and you're at the bottom, you don't get to raise your hand up and allow a Black man to pull you up. No, you literally have no choice but to grab onto the edge and pull yourself up. And Black men have a problem with this. They have a problem with it. They have a problem with it, and then they beg white women because it goes white men, white women, Black men, Black women. So then what Black men will do, help me up, please, help me. And so then there'll be some desperate white woman who's like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. I'll go ahead, I'll help you. And then boom, he gonna kick her ass off the ledge next. he gonna kick her off the ledge next. So Black women do not have that benefit. So we have no choice but to figure it out. So we can see the signs. Most of the women that I see that have the most relationship problems, they're always white women. Always. They're always white women because white women benefit greatly from being in proximity to white men. I Chicana and a Black man left me when I was 3 months pregnant and we planned it, shaking my head. Oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. That's terrible. I'm a nerdy misfit white woman. I love it here. I love Queen. Aw. And honestly, listen, I have been at the aid of white women my whole entire life. Because y'all were brainwashed the most. Y'all were brainwashed the most out of everyone. The number one slave, honestly, the number one slave in America is a white woman. She is the number one slave. Black women have woken up and they're like, we're not going to be slaves anymore. Like, we're not going to be slaves to this system anymore. We're going to get our rest. We're going to quit playing into this because we see that it's no benefit. There literally is no benefit. And it's only a matter of time. It's really only a matter of time before even the white men decide, you want to know what? I'm done. I want to trade you in for someone younger. I want to trade you in for someone that's going to be a lot more beneficial to me. So whenever I see white women and they're dealing with Black men, I'm like, girl, you better be careful. You better be careful. Why does everything come down to race? Sad world. It's always the people that care the most about race that are uncomfortable with race. Talk about race to a racist and see how quickly they say, why does everything have to care about race? That's how I know. That's the telltale sign that I know that I'm dealing with a person that's either number one, racist, or number two, they have an issue with their own race. Everything is about fucking race. Everything is about fucking race. You be Black and go into a nice neighborhood and drive a brand new car where your ass don't belong as a Black man and see what happens. You go apply to an Ivy League college that's majority white and you put on there that you're Black, see if your Black ass gonna get in. go get you a white girlfriend in a conservative state and come to the function with her conservative ass family, and they ask you shit. Oh, did you vote for Donald Trump? Do you have a job? What are you, a janitor? What are you, a clerk? Race matters everywhere you go. If it didn't matter, you wouldn't have to check it off on a fucking piece of paper to get a job. Literally every single construct in this world was created based off of race. That the credit score, literally the credit score was every single inconvenience that you have in your life, regardless of your race, was due to race. Every single inconvenience in your life was due to race. Because the understanding is that it's better to subjugate a group of people to make it harder for them to reap the benefits and make everyone else pay for it. Point blank, period. And yes, there are more Black and brown people globally, 100%. Oh my God, why are men so slow? Like, oh my God, like every time they type, every time they open their mouth, it's like, oh my God. It's like exhausting because they say the same thing over and over and over. Like, why are y'all so slow? I actually know why y'all are so slow, but it's like, it's just annoying. It's a turnoff. It's like, why can't y'all shut the fuck up? Talking about masculinity and femininity. You're dumb. Any man that makes the talking point of masculinity and femininity is stupid. You're stupid. What does masculinity and femininity have to do with a fucking 53-year-old man thinking that dealing with a 19-year-old OnlyFans model and not have her sign a non-disclosure agreement was not going to have something happen with him legally? What the fuck does masculinity and femininity have to do with you not having enough brain cells to understand how to protect the empire that you've built as a man? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? '56, almost 60 years old. 56 years old. You mean to tell me at 56 years old, you're not smart enough? You're not smart enough to protect yourself from things like this. You're so thirsty. You're so thirsty to be massa. So you're so thirsty to be massa to a white woman that this is what you do. And getting played by a 19-year-old. Oh my God, I love to see it. I love to see it.
I do not feel bad for Shannon Sharpe. Actually, nail him to the wall. Men like Shannon Sharpe go after women whose frontal lobe have yet to develop, and then when they prove to you that they are still children, it's how dare she try to manipulate me? How dare she try to get money from me? Why do you think she was fucking with your old ass? No, really.
Right. You're 56. Like, you literally call yourself Unc. You look like Netta. You look like Netta. Ain't no young girl thinking about how attractive you are to her. I don't know why these men keep lying to themselves and letting other men lie to them. You don't got it. You fucking look like Netta.
Why would a 19-year-old go after a man in his 50s who she also knows is only here for a good time. Y'all keep doing this. Y'all keep doing it. It keeps happening because y'all have spent y'all years mistreating women. And then because women have dealt with shit their entire life, you're like, that's baggage. No, that's called common sense. Because a woman will no longer allow you to play with her once a woman gets to the point where she's like, wait a minute. That's when y'all want to be like, oh, she got baggage, she got baggage, she got boundaries. And y'all don't want women with boundaries, with self-respect. Y'all want little girls who is going to do whatever y'all want her to do for a little bit of change. You on that phone telling that girl that you gonna choke the shit out of her and that she gonna like it. And now she trying to get over on you and you mad. She's in it for money. She's in it for the money. Where y'all problem is, y'all think y'all are bigger than the program. Y'all get so full of yourself that you genuinely think this child wants you for real.
Like, this is why we have to normalize telling men that they're really not all that great. Humble these men. You're not all that great. I'm only here for the money. If you had no money, I wouldn't be here. Just like if you were not attractive to them, they would not be there with you.
Men like that scare me. Because what does a 56-year-old and a 19-year-old have in common? Actually, she's 20 now and he's 56 now. So a 55-year-old and a 19-year-old have in common. What?
Like, she's over here. Just imagine. Okay, let's really imagine how a conversation is going to go with a man that's fucking 55 and a 19-year-old girl. She's over here talking about stuff. Yeah, so, last year I graduated from, high school. My doctor was Dr. Davis, Dr. Thompson. Dr. Thompson, he taught my social studies class, and he was talking about World War III and yada yada yada. And then Shannon Sharpe gonna be like, oh yeah, my daddy, World War II, my daddy fought in World War II. He got the Purple Heart. what time is it? His little beeper, his little alarm start going off. Oh, it's time for me to it's time for Unc to take his blood pressure medicine. It's time for Unc to take his blood pressure medicine. Hold up.
What do you have to talk about? What life experiences do y'all have to discuss? None. And anytime, and I know, men are gonna find their way in their comments like, it's legal. If you have to say it's legal as a way to defend your dating preferences, you're a predator. You're a predator.
If all it takes for a man to say it's legal, what if they make it legal for a 10-year-old? Then what? So then that means you're going to deal with a 10-year-old because it's legal. Point blank, period. Any man that's saying it's legal, that that age could drop as low as they want to drop it. And their reasoning is it's legal.
That's like us saying slavery was bad, and y'all be like, well, it was legal. That doesn't make it okay. It used to be legal to beat your wife. It used to be legal to rape your wife. Does that make it okay? I mean, it's legal. Because y'all love to be, she legal, she legal, she legal, she legal. And then you know what I always find so funny when men get when people ask them like, well, would if you had a 19-year-old daughter and a man in his 50s wanted to date her, would you be okay with that? Well, I mean, if he was gonna take care of her, and if he was gonna, no, you would not. You would not be okay with that. You would think, man, he is dirty. But for somehow y'all can.
And the sad thing about it, the sad thing about it is that they'll still let the man date their daughter. That's the worst part about it. If y'all really think that these fathers are out here not letting that shit happen, you would be mistaken. They're letting that shit happen. They're letting it happen. As a matter of fact, him knowing that that old ass man would be taking care of his daughter would prompt him more to not want to say shit. Men are selfish. The first thing a father is going to think is, that's one less mouth to feed. That's one less person using up my AC, using up my heat. One less person I got to watch in the house. One less person I got to figure out what her whereabouts, who she dealing with. That's how marriage, that's how marriage began in the first place. The fathers were like, we don't have enough money. We need to get our daughter married so that way another man could take care of her. That's why when you're at a wedding and the father gives his daughter away, that's what it's symbolic of. Your father giving you away to your husband literally is symbolic of you getting sold, because that's how it used to be. I don't have enough money. I need to sell my daughter to a man that is going to be able to that has enough money financially.
Reason with yourselves and think that that's okay. And don't come in the comments talk about Drea, because I think that whole dirty too. I think age gap relationships, any way you shift them, is disgusting. I think in any relationship where there is a significant difference, whether it be finances or age, there is going to be a level of manipulation. If someone has $0 and someone has millions of dollars, power difference. If someone has decades of life experience and someone barely has any, their frontal lobe, their critical thinking skills have yet to fully develop, there is going to be manipulation involved. And it's not appropriate. Y'all be wanting to date children, because if you just wanted to date someone a little bit younger than you, whatever. But if the age gap is bigger than the person's age, the age gap is bigger than the person's age, it's not appropriate. No matter which way y'all try to shake it. Oh, well, he could teach her something. She could get a mentor, get a mentor, get a mentor.
That's the talking point that men love to use. Well, she should get with Unc because Unc could teach her. Nigga, what are you gonna teach her? What is 40 plus years of experience that you have as a man going to teach a young girl? What are you going to teach her? Because they never tell you that. They never tell you exactly what they are going to teach you. Never. They just say, oh, we're going to teach you. Shannon admitting forcing his daughter to get her tattoo lasered off because he said no tattoos in his house. Very sadistic. I wonder how he forced her. I wonder how he forced her. They always say they could teach you some. Yep, I need 2,500. Exactly. He has 5 kids with 4 women, never married, serial baby daddy. Of course. Of course.
Get a mentor. Not some dirty old man that wants to do whatever they was doing. And then also, let's tap into the big black baby.
The big black baby was giving Kardashians. I'm sorry. The big black baby was giving Kardashians because that's what the Kardashians do. The Kardashians gonna make them a black baby child. The Kardashians gonna make them a black baby child. That's 100% what that was. She was trying to roll like the Kardashians. Let me get these black genes. Let me get these black genes. Because the thing about it is this. White people know black people genes are superior. They know that. They know that. That's why they oppress black people. That's why they oppressed our race. The white gene is recessive. It's pretty much nothing. The white genes are pretty much nothing but, not saying nothing, but it's majority of recessive genes. Those white women, those women that are not black, they know what the fuck they're doing when they want to have black babies. You don't oppress a group that's inferior to you. Never. They did the same thing with women. That's why they oppressed women, because they knew that women were superior to men. That's the reason why black women, the high, they made it upside down. Black women should be at the top of the hierarchy. We should be the ones running this shit. It should be us. Cause how you gonna be a slave owner? Because think of it like this. Black women as slaves got impregnated by their white slave masters. Why didn't they let black male slaves impregnate white women? Why didn't they let black men impregnate white women to get black babies? Why did white men have to impregnate black women to have black babies? We're superior. They know what the hell they're doing. They know what the hell they're doing. Did anyone hear the news of Kanye being gay? I saw some video thumbnails, but didn't click to watch any of them. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing already explained this. Big black baby is diabolical. And this is why white women fear our beauty and strength. Yes. The microaggressions can be very, very, very loud from a lot of white women who are not comfortable with it being very obvious that the hierarchy really does cause a lot of cognitive dissonance for a lot of people. It causes a lot of cognitive dissonance for a lot of people. Because how can you be black and be so articulate or be smart or share the same space with me or have the same degree as me, have the same accomplishments as me? How is that possible? For a lot of people, they cannot fathom that. They cannot fathom that. And so the thing about it is that black women will want to hold the hands for everyone and have us run the race together. And then you will literally have white women cut the leg off of black women, knowing that we could lead the pack, just so that they can feel as though they've done something to harm another group of people that they actually see as inferior. This is why when it comes to patriarchy, you cannot talk about patriarchy without talking about intersectionality. You can't. You cannot have a discussion about patriarchy and men and all of those things without talking about intersectionality, because it makes a big difference. that is the reason why there are a lot of dynamics that are off balance between us as races, us as genders. We come in braids, wigs, weaves, cornrows, small, big, degreed nails. We are a fun bunch. Yes. Because there is a level of creativity and funness that we have. White women are always going to be a victim of the patriarchy first because white men need someone to breed with. So like white women understand, okay, if I don't fit the mold of like how I'm supposed to look, how I'm supposed to act, then I'm not going to gain approval from white men. And my worth and my value is based off of what white men think about me. Like there literally was a woman on TikTok that I seen, and she was like, she was offended because I guess someone called her thick, and she had a video of herself, and she was like, I am so offended because someone called me thick. And everyone in the comments was like, you're curvy, but like, why are you upset that you got called thick? Because thick is synonymous with black women. Usually black women are going to get complimented as thick. But in the white community, that's not you don't really want to get called thick in the white community. Typically. And then there were even men in the comments that were like, white men in the comments that were like, we like thick women. Like that wasn't an insult. You shouldn't have been taking that as an insult at all. This is your best live. Yes, talk your ish, girl. Thank you, girl. 100 million white women voted for this administration. White women do not have solidarity. Very insecure. Very. Top 50 Fortune companies has one thing in common. One white male and black women at the top. Coke, Yahoo, Microsoft, Nabisco. Yes. I'd rather be skinny. Thick attracts black men. You know what? I'd rather be muscular so they can be reminded that I'll whoop their ass. That's how I'm coming. That's how I'm always coming. I don't care about being skinny. I don't care about being thick. I want to be muscular so you know I'll whoop that ass if you get out of line. The best thing a man can think of me is fear. To be feared. I don't want to be liked. I want to be feared. You gonna think twice. You gonna think twice about fucking with me. Yes, listen, muscle mommy all day. Muscle mommy all day. White men respect our beauty and intellect. We are generally the project managers at the job. Yes. And you want to know what? And you want to know what? I know this was months ago. This was months ago where people had asked if, as a black woman, would you prefer dealing with a white man or white women? And a lot of black women said that they would much rather prefer to deal with a white man. And I agree. White women just aren't comfortable. And the reason why they're not comfortable is because y'all are a slave to patriarchy. Point blank, period. Y'all are willful slaves to patriarchy. And then you want to make it everybody's problem. You want to fit into this mold. To gain approval from white men that you hate. You hate living in that box. You hate conforming. And then you see black women who don't want to conform, who aren't conforming to it, the amount of freedom that we have, the lack of care that we have. We don't care because there's no benefit that we have. And the biggest thing for a lot of white women is that white women tend to really struggle with, okay, I want the freedom, but then that means I'll have to give up my benefits of patriarchy. And so then what happens is that they project that on the black women and then take that out on us. I'm with a white Mexican man now. Ooh, how's that going? They don't hate them, Queen. They benefit, then complain. Exactly, because they don't get a chance to have it all. What you want to do will be compromised with what you have to do to be able to get benefits. Most white women are extremely coddled, then aren't conditioned to be independent. Oh, 100%. 100%. You see this in the workplace all the time. They never want to confront you face to face. Never. It will be a very minor issue. And instead of talking like two adults and you're like, hey, you did this or what you did made me feel some way, and you guys talk it out, they run to the manager. And then you're already going to be defeated as a black woman because you already know how it's going to go. You're the angry black woman. You're aggressive. You made her feel uncomfortable. So then you're like, well, fuck it. Fuck it. No matter what it is that I say, I'm losing. I'm losing because she told first. She ran to the boss, she ran to the manager, whatever, and now the picture's already painted. So, yep. Bell Hooks had always said that white women have it both ways with patriarchy and white supremacy. Yes. And they don't want to give that up. For a lot of white women, they don't want to give that up because the benefits are just way, way, way too great. And then don't let it be that you have a white woman that's a boss and then another white woman complains about you. Yeah, that happened to me and I quit. I was like, nope. I just quit. Forget it. I'm not going to put up with this. No. Though a white woman boss and a white woman is complaining about me, forget about it. I will let y'all have it. Yes, Elisheva, this is real. Like, I kid you not. Like, these are really real experiences of what, like, black women usually have to deal with when it comes to white women. And don't get me wrong, I have met some wonderful, white women in my life. Like I said before, I went to a primarily white, school. I did. I went to a primary white school. I'm friends with none of those women literally after high school. That was another thing too. I was getting tired of going to school with nothing but white people after a while. No diss at all. However, by the time junior year came around, I was like, I'm gonna hang out with my cousin. She goes to a more diverse school. So I hung out with her. It was more of a diversity that I had wanted. It was more diversity that I wanted. And I think as I got older, I think I really did start to pick up on the dynamics between like white women and how they operate and how they think and things like that. I heard that story and couldn't believe it, girl. Girl, I would say pretty much every time it's been an issue in the workplace, it's usually been a white woman. A few years ago, I had a white lady coworker that I was cool with. We had a disagreement and she thought she could cuss me out in front of our white leadership and she wasn't going to get fired, but she did. Good thing she did, because child, she got a little bit too comfortable. She let her anger get her too comfortable. My mom said you should tell yours out of the story first. Oh, 100%. 100%. I had to learn that. As soon as there's a disagreement with them, I gotta go run. I gotta go run and tell first. They be talking about us black women breaking the foundation. That's dumb. Do you know how fast patriarchy would fall if white women stopped being female traders for luxury shiny rocks? Exactly. For me, it's very hard to find any female friends regardless of color. I have like 3. I think honestly, it's because of how your mind is. You're a very deep thinking person. You're a very deep thinking person. You're very smart. The higher you ascend as a woman, it gets great. It becomes bigger than color. You just ascend much higher than everyone. I literally have no friends right now. I have no friends. I'm taking myself out. I'm taking myself out to brunch on Sunday. I'm taking myself out to brunch on Sunday. And I've never been able to really have friends or keep friends long term. Never. My whole life, I've never really been able to keep friends long term. And it's not as if I ever ended on bad terms with anyone or there was like any big fallout. It's just very, very hard to be friends with women when you are a person that constantly is trying to climb and climb and climb and climb. Um, because what happens is that when you're climbing, when you want to gain more knowledge, when you start questioning things, when you start asking yourself, how you can improve, what you can do to get better, and then you actually do it, it makes other people feel so uncomfortable. And I am in isolation. I'm living in a place where I know nobody and I fucking love it. It's so nice. I absolutely love it. So I feel as though as women, I feel like it's okay. I feel like it's okay if you don't have a lot of friends. I feel like it's okay when you're cool within your own company. It's nothing wrong with that. Right now, I could be friends with neurodivergent, lesbian, bi, nerdy gamers, etc. type of women. I never get along with normal women. Agreed. Agreed. And girl, you're welcome. I have no friends either, girl. I took myself out to a fancy bar in Manhattan the other day after getting my makeup done at MAC, LOL, on my own bestie. I heard that, girl. I heard that, girl. Yeah, I can't wait for Sunday. It's like a $40 brunch. The food, they have so much food. I guess it's like a high-end place, it's like a very like nice, like high-end, like bougie-ish place. So I haven't like went out or like gotten like ready in a while, like since I got here to Florida. So I'm like, no, I'm gonna go out on Sunday. Neurodivergent people don't make good friends. They become obsessive stalkers. Just me and my new womb bestie. Yes, girl. I think it's okay too, but I do think it's great to at least have 1 or 2 friends. I look at it like this. I always do well when I have friends at a distance. So like for instance, like whenever I'm back in my hometown, do I have people that I don't talk to regularly? Like we may have not talked for a whole 9 months, and then I text them and say, "Hey, I'm in town. You want to meet up?" Yes, we meet up, we have dinner, and it was if we had been talking every day for 9 months straight. For me, those friendships are very good for me. Those friendships are very healing for me. I have a very hard time functioning at a level where we text every day. We're in regular communication constantly. I struggle with that. I don't do well with that. And I for damn sure don't do well in groups. I've never been a part of a friend group. I can't deal with no friend group. That's too many different personalities. That's too many different types of people that have to cater to. You're just asking for someone to be jealous or upset or comparison and things like that. I literally have 5 stalkers. All are neurodivergent, gay, and denial. Girl, you should look at your birth chart. Look at your birth chart. You may have placements like me. How do you feel about ChatGPT? Oh my gosh, I love ChatGPT. Listen, messing around with ChatGPT, you ain't gonna have no friends. You're gonna see your family as the ops. Messing around with ChatGPT, all you gonna have is an animal. The only person you gonna like is an animal. ChatGPT gonna clock everybody's tea. ChatGPT gonna have you out here side-eyeing everybody. Cause ChatGPT, listen, the ChatGPT got boundaries. ChatGPT about my only friend. Your birth chart is it's your astrological blueprint. It's your birthday, your month, year, your day, month, year, time, and then where you were born at. Zaddy GPT is a fire sign. Whenever I have an issue, I'm like, all right, let me go on ahead and ask GPT. I'm telling you, ChatGPT is the only friend I need. I'm telling you. People gonna be like, who you texting? I listen, my ChatGPT, I named her. Her name is Athena. Okay, her name is Athena. She's all prompted out for me. She knows me very well. Yes, ChatGPT always saving my ass. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I think I'm gonna go to a pole dance class on Saturday. I think I am. I'm gonna look to see what the schedule's looking like. But there's so many pole dance studios, so I think I'm gonna go this weekend. I do. I think I'm gonna. I think you can download it as an app. I just use the web-based app, so I just type in ChatGPT into Google and then just click the link and do it that way. But yeah, I think you can download it as an app. I'm trying to figure out how to name mine. I don't know. What do you call her? How you want to? I don't know. What's a good name you want to give to a friend? Like, if you want to have a friend, I guess, like, what do you want to call her by? Oh my God, can you talk about it after and link it to a spiritual topic on your other channel? That is what my plan is. It is. That's what my plan is. Because I haven't. So I went to a pole dance class when I was in New York. I think I went to that pole dance class in August, but I didn't return because like I didn't like the aura of the studio. I also didn't like the instruction because I pole dance while I was a stripper. You all should know that. But before I had danced, I had pole dance for a good like 2.5, 3 years. So I'm well versed. Like I still have the muscle memory and I can like do all the skills and stuff. But I didn't go back. I didn't like the vibe there. So there's a lot of studios here that I can try out, which I like. Do you think it's kind of sad people are so evil and antisocial? I don't think it's sad. I think it's reality. Here's the thing. When you create capitalism, because you have to remember, men created this. Men created this. So everything, how people are acting is a projection of how men think. Men are the evil ones. Men are antisocial. They pretty much have created a world in which when you have capitalism, when you have hierarchies and you have things like that, people have no choice but to be evil and to be antisocial. Because it's like you already are competing with other groups of people. You're already competing with other groups of people, and then you also have to compete with other groups of people while you're focused on your survival. Anybody would be evil and antisocial under that structure. I mean, point blank, period. These men have not created a world for you to really be happy about shit. I mean, like, let's just call it for what it is. I don't like waking up every morning and going to work. I don't like going to the grocery store and looking at grocery prices go up. I don't like being in traffic. I don't like having to think about, oh, I have to pay this bill. I have to go run this errand. I have to go see this person. Like, no one likes doing that shit. No one likes doing that. So it's getting to the point now where for a lot of people, the burden is just way too heavy that people don't have anything else to give. People don't have anything else to contribute. And so I honestly feel as though the people who have become antisocial, it's really out of self-protection. It's out of self-protection at this point. We used to be very, very communal because the only thing we had to focus on was our survival. Now you have competition, you have survival, you have all of these other things of like luxury that you can have. It's a lot. And then you bring in raising children and a job, and then you trying to move up in your job, you trying to earn more money. It's a lot for people to focus on. As humans, we're not supposed to be doing all this shit. We're not. Oh my God, I can see you doing a retreat where all the girls pole dance, meditate, have spiritual teachers join, go to great restaurants, just enjoy a few days of actual sisterhood. I'm telling you, that's really what I plan to do. Once the channel grows, once I have the freedom to be able to like really, really do the things that I want to do, I absolutely plan to, do all of those things. I'll be completely honest, was an anti-feminist libertarian who voted for Trump. Then I found your channel. Well, girl, welcome. Welcome, girl. I'm at my job right now and I hate this shit so bad. Girl, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Like, man had to hate himself to do this. Man had to hate himself to do this. There is like something that I'm going to watch later tonight that talks about like the history of like money and like trade and things like that, because I really want to get into the brain of the person and like the history of like money and like what made a person decide that like for this I will give you this. Like I really wonder like what happened. Like did a person just say, hey, I will do something for you, and then like they didn't do it and it just kept happening repeatedly, and then someone was like, okay, this shit can't keep happening. We have to create a solidified way in order to make sure that exchanges actually happen. And then that's the reason why they created money. And then off of money, they started creating other things that you could trade and barter with and for. Queen, we're waiting on the Discord too. I literally was just thinking about the Discord and how I'm going to make one. It didn't occur to me that our rights matter, and we just recently got them in history. My eyes have been opened so much. Girl, better late than never. A lot of people, I really don't harbor any anger. I don't harbor any anger or anything like that when it comes to like how people are voting, because you want to know what? I understand that people have voted. People vote and people make decisions based off of lack of knowledge, lack of wanting to go deeper into history and like wanting to find the deeper meaning to things. When people think old times, when people think about the past, people are only thinking about maybe the 60s or 70s. You know what I mean? Like if you're maybe like a millennial, maybe if you're like Gen X, that's usually the furthest that people are thinking. People aren't going back and back and back and back to think about like, okay, why did marriage get created? Like, I don't know. I'm just always asking questions, I guess. I'm always trying to figure out the underlying reason as to why is what is happening. How did this start? And does it make sense? The Europeans came with creed contracts, etc., that when they came to our lands. First, we as tribes only trade. It came with the discovery of gold. After that, trans women exploded the list of DL men in Texas or ATL. A gay man made a video about it, and I went into the comments. All the gay men were blaming women for not being able to come out. No, it's patriarchy. You can't come out because of patriarchy. Like, it's like no wonder why they're gay. This is the reason why I really don't trust. I don't even trust the gay men content creators like Anwar. I'm sorry. I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to take advice from a man that sleeps with other men. You're still a man. You're still a fucking man. Meaning that if gay men are literally sitting here blaming women for being the reason why they can't come out, that just tells you everything that you need to know. Because what repercussion are you in mass? Who are you going to face a larger repercussion from if you decide to not come out? Are you going to face a repercussion from women, or are you going to face a repercussion from men? I really don't think that women are going to sit here and all get together and be like, okay, we're going to beat all the gay men's asses. We're going to harm them. We're going to hurt them. Women aren't thinking like that. Would there be a lot of women who would be disappointed? Absolutely. There would be a lot of women who would be disappointed if they found out that, their boyfriend was gay, their husband, their baby daddy. Women would be mighty disappointed, but women are not going to go out here and wreak havoc on men and like hurt them and, do things to them because they found out that they're gay. That's what men are going to do. That's what men are going to do. Oh, well, Ilisheva, I'm happy. I'm happy that my channel woke you up and made you question some things. That's the reason why I made the channel. Yeah, gay men are men in general, okay? Just like how they look at women and they slot women. So they're like, oh, yeah, she's, for a good time, I hit her up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I sleep with her. She's cool for that. Oh, yeah, that's my girl. Whenever I need like someone to text me some like female validation, I'll go on ahead and I'll hit her up. Her, okay, I might marry her because she's submissive and she really is male centered. That's how I feel about men. Like, I just look at men and I just kind of categorize them for whatever need, however I see fit, whatever need that needs to get met. And for gay men, it's like I could shop with them. We probably could talk about like some music or some shows or some makeup, you know what I mean? Talk about like some travel places, It's just a different sector, but trust in them, hell no. I will never be upset about someone who votes for Trump. Politicians prey on emotions. Every word out of politicians' mouth is geared to sway the uninformed. I too am uninformed at some things as well. 100%. That's why I really don't. When it comes to politics, I'm just like, whatever. Whatever. You can't blame us, that part. I had ex-gay guy friend try to use the Bible against me, try slut shaming me, but I said, you go into hell. I wasn't wrong. Exactly. As soon as they want to find some convenient way to make you look like this terrible person, the second that they have a reason to put fault on you, they're going to use it regardless. Blaming women for why men can't come out is nothing but pure cowardice. Men are cowards. In case you didn't know, men are fucking cowards. They're cowards. I literally feel like men and children should be synonymous. Like whenever I see the word man, I think child. Whenever I see a man, I see a child. I don't actually see a grown. I don't see it when I hear the word man, I don't think of like a very strong-minded, independent thinking, ambitious person. I literally think of a codependent, unintelligent person, a child. I think of a child whenever I think of men. Oh, of course. The manosphere thinks that women are children, of course, but they think that women are these weak people, but then now they're getting mad that we're too independent. It's like, which one is it? We're people that need to get coddled, but you're complaining about us being too independent. Pick one. If we don't have if we're so independent, then how are we going to be children? Exactly. At least children are honest. They're definitely cowards, especially when you hear stories about them acting like an ass so they don't have to be the one to break up with a woman. It's laughable. I'm like, you literally are manipulating your way to get broken up with because your ego is that fragile that you don't want to be the bad guy. You care so much about your reputation. Great stream. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. You opened up my eyes to male nature and led me to Princella. Yeah, I haven't watched Princella in a really long time. It's been forever. But Princella was like the first person that I watched, and I was like, oh my God, I'm not alone. Oh my God, I'm not alone. Because I had been watching Shira, but like, I was a stripper. I knew all that stuff about men. I already knew how to like get men to give me money and like use them for money and like things like that. But then I grew out of that. I did. I grew out of that. And I was like, there has to be someone else out there that knows how to make sense to what I'm like thinking and what it is that I'm observing about men on like a deeper level outside of like them having resources. And Princella was the first person that I ever watched, and I was like, oh my God, like I'm not fucking crazy. I'm not crazy. She was the first person to make it all make sense. Waiting for women to wake up as a collective. Men are not worth living your life for. Being with them was never our purpose, like society tries to force us to be. Exactly. Girl, Princella is mean to women. I like her message, though. I like Sovereign Woman, too. Yeah, I love Sovereign Woman. I do. I like her content, too. But Princella is cutthroat when it comes to women. She's very, very cutthroat when it comes to women. My thing about it is this. Men don't like shaming and like being abrasive to women is never going to work. It's never going to work. There's that saying, you know, hold on, what is it? Why am I forgetting it? When the student is ready, the teacher will arrive. When the student is ready, the teacher will arrive. Someone can teach you everything. Someone could literally sit you down and teach you everything it is that you claim that you want to know. But are you actually ready to learn and apply? Because you could listen, you could read a book and not apply it. You can take everything in and not do anything with it. So shaming or being abrasive or being mean, it's not going to make someone become a student. It's not going to make someone want to learn from you. It's up to them to decide if they're going to be a student and if they are actually going to take the advice of whatever it is that you're saying. It just takes too much energy. I'm here to give the information. What you do with the information, that's on you. You know what I mean? That's on you. I'm sorry, I don't like the way Princella talks to women. The tone is very demeaning at times. Yes. How sneaky they will be to achieve that objective. Yes. I'm a Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn in Western astrology. I do Western and Vedic astrology. We need more free time. Why are we still working 40 hours a week since the late 1800s? A full-time job should be like 10 hours a week tops. Girl, I'm telling you. I'm also a stripper. Everything Shira teaches is basically how we work in the club. 100%. All Shira's doing is just teaching hoe tactics. Really. That's all she's teaching. Hoe tactics, stripper tactics. Point blank, period. Do you feel like ASAP Rocky is shaming Rihanna? Do you mean like in general, or is there like something that's like happened? Like, is there a specific context to that question? I want to make sure before I answer it. From what I've observed, no. From what I've observed, no. I really just feel he cheated apparently. Okay, wait, y'all. Let me look this up. Let me see if there's anything that I can find. Because I don't like to speak on stuff unless I know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, that's one thing that I pride myself on. I don't like to give opinions on things that I'm not well informed on. They're saying he cheated. Well, that's what happens when you're dealing with a man. I mean, I'm not shocked. When you dealing with a man is a humiliation ritual. It's a humiliation tactic. Every time that you put yourself in proximity to a man, you're signing up for a humiliation tactic. You're signing up to be a part of a humiliation ritual. And there are different levels to this humiliation ritual. He's either going to cheat on you, he's either going to have a baby on you, he's either going to make you look bad in public. No matter what, it's going to be you're going to get embarrassed in some way, shape, or form. Whether she cares or not, whether she cares or not, and I mean, she got her baby, she's not married to him, whatever. If it's true, I was pissed off that Rihanna went to the courthouse to begin with. I was so pissed that she even was there during his case, because I'm like, girl, I have never seen Shira bothered ever, because she got an old ass husband who she does not communicate with. Listen, James met Shira by cheating on Shira. Okay? He's probably doing it to her with someone much younger. Like, let's be real. Let's be real. And Shira, the thing about it is that it was kind of like what we seen on that the podcast with the Christian couple, right? Despite what they went through at the beginning of their marriage, the reason why she looks the way that she looks is because her husband ain't there all the time. That's the thing. Her husband ain't there all the time. He's only, I think he said he only sees her for 72 hours out the week. When you don't see a person often, you, as women get older, you don't want to be bothered sleeping in the same bed, waking up to his face, having to cook for him and clean for him and they don't got to do that no more. There are some women out here who are like, listen, I'm living good. He's taking care of everything and he ain't living under the same roof as me. He entertaining somebody else. Perfect. That means I don't have to deal with them. There are a lot of women out here who are like, he can go be someone else's problem while I reap the benefits. She can be able to distract him. There are a lot of women out here who are married. A side chick is the best thing that ever happened to a lot of women's marriages, because it takes food off the plate of the wife. It's less things that she has to do. There are a lot of women out here. Child, listen. I don't think Shira is sleeping with James at all. She ain't sleeping with that man at all. She ain't sleeping with that man at all. The church guy, I don't know. He's flying state to state to state. Lord knows. I hope these women are getting checked up. I do. I hope these women are getting checked up if that's the case. But for a lot of women, they don't want to sleep with their husband anymore. So they're like, please go sleep with her. Please. Just go sleep with her. And the thing about it is that, ladies, don't underestimate men staying and cheating, and because they're cheating, they'll tolerate a dead bedroom. Men literally will be married and have a dead bedroom with their wife for 8, 9, 10 years. 8, 9, 10 years. Because number one, they're out getting it from someone else. They're out getting it elsewhere. I have met people where they'd had a decade-long dead bedroom. I'm telling you. Looking at Dolly Parton and Sheryl Lee Ralph, both are Capricorn women, and they both treat their marriage like a business, and they both look good for their age. 100%. 100%. Best thing you can do as a woman is to find a man who don't want to be in your space. If you're going to deal with men, they need to have theirs and you need to have yours. Ain't no man living with me. Ain't no man living with me. Not happening. It's not happening. It probably don't work no more anyway. Yeah, James is 70 years old. That was my game plan, to find a merry old man to spend on me and keep him busy with his wife for his emotional stress. Listen, the reason why I know this is because, listen, I've been a side chick. I've been the side chick. And I knew the wife knew about me. I knew the wife knew about me. And she never cared. She never confronted me. And I'm like, oh, she must be sick of his ass then. She must be sick of his ass then. I must be doing her a favor. We went to the same waxing place and everything. She never confronted me or anything. She literally knew. I was a side chick. I don't want no man hanging around me. Go stress your damn wife out. Exactly. I just deal with men on my terms. I don't emotionally attach. I get what I want and dip. They can go live their life. Yep. Listen, I was always the happiest when I was a side chick. It was just so much easier. It's like I don't have to see the bad parts of you. Every single time I see you, it's fun, it's good, it's enjoyable. Being the side chick was way better than ever being a girlfriend. Being the side chick was just like having it was like a part-time job. You know, you're not full-time. So you don't have to worry about going to all those work meetings. You don't have to worry about seeing the manager all the time. You don't have to deal with all of that, the burden of being the full-time employee. When you're the side chick, you're like a part-time worker or maybe like a per diem worker. You know what I mean? So it's just like you only got to clock in 2 or 3 days a week. They don't really expect much from you because you're not a full-timer. You don't have to really, you don't have to do all of these things, like the full-time workers do. That's how I look at being the side chick. Because doing that shit full-time, no. Exactly. The sides be better than the main course. Everybody love collard greens and mac cheese, but too much of them will have you bloated. I got a question. Girl ask. You literally don't have to care, or the annoying part, there is no for worse, only for better, and he's not comfy with me, so he doesn't act an ass like he does his wife. Exactly. Men are always on their best behavior when they're with the side chick because it's like you're giving them something that their wife is no longer giving them, or she doesn't have the time to give him, or just her personality, she cannot provide that for him. So he already knows that, okay, in order for me to deal with you, I have to be able to give you whatever it is that you want, because if I don't get it from you, I'm not going to get it from anybody else. That's like the best position that you can be in as a woman, is to be able to give him something that he is not going to be able to get from someone else. It's easy to get money. It's very, very easy to extract resources from men. This is why there are a lot of women out here who are like, oh my God, these married men, why are all these married men on the dating apps? You could use that to your advantage to get some money. You literally could use that to your advantage to get some money, instead of taking it personal and being like, why can't a single man come to me? Why can't a single man come to me? Girl, if a single man comes to you, that means you have to be a full-time worker to a man. That means you have to be working full-time. You could work part-time with a married man and make sure you fill in the blank fill in the blank of what it is that he's missing and get him hooked, because he's gonna feel a void. Like if you're bubbly and outgoing and you just have this pizzazz, and his wife is very just boring, very conservative, very stiff, very uptight, the second he's gonna go home to his wife, he's gonna be like, fuck, man, like I had such a good time with her and now I'm back bored. Like he gonna hate his life every time he comes home. And so then he's going to be like looking forward to seeing you again, because you're giving him an experience every time that you're with him. Listen, I'm this big a side chick. It was just easier. He needs to have money. Exactly. But guess what? You can use that to your leverage too. Get them to start talking about their wife. Don't ask out. Right. Get them to start talking about their wife. Or you can go do research. A lot of their wives have social media. As soon as you start acting crazy, be like, I could tell Tracy about this. Isn't this, pull out your phone. Isn't this Tracy? Isn't this Tracy and then your two little sons? Act up again. Tracy's only a message away. I'll have all this blow over. He won't do that shit again. He won't be acting crazy again. My mom and dad got a divorce. My mom's name was on the house. She got tired of making attorney rich and just gave it. She wanted to be done. This house been paid for. Daddy never rented out the house. The house just sits there after all these years. What's that? What's the men's mental for that? So the house is paid off. So they got a divorce. House is in your mother's name. She got tired of making attorney rich, so I'm guessing the divorce was getting dragged out, I'm assuming, and just gave it. She wanted to be done. This house been paid for. My daddy never rented out the house. The house just sits there after all these years. What's the man's mental for that? They don't want to spend. They don't want desperate side cat for free. I don't know. I'm trying to understand. Okay, the divorce got dragged out. So the house is abandoned? Is that what you're saying? That like now the house is abandoned because she's over this shit getting dragged out, and so she just said, forget it. Like you could just go on ahead and you can just have the house. You can like deal with the house, have the house, but no one's been there. My sugar daddy likes to compare. Yes, abandoned. He took the name of the house. I mean, he probably doesn't want to live in a house. He probably doesn't want to live in a house that holds memory of a marriage, especially if your mother was the one that filed for divorce. That's what I would think. He probably doesn't want to listen. Men have a very, very hard time. Men have a very, very hard when things don't work out, men will abandon their past. That's really what that is. When things do not work out, men will abandon what they created. So this is the reason why for a lot of men, if you have a baby and then y'all break up, he will abandon you and the kids too. If y'all get a divorce, he will abandon the wife and abandon his kids. Essentially, that's what he did with the home, because they want to abandon their kids because they feel like, well, because I'm not with the mom, I no longer need to take care of the children. So that's how he is with the house. We're not married anymore. So even though the house is mine, I'm just going to abandon the house. Queen, I want you to grow, and I'm scared that when you do, we won't be able to chat so freely. This chill atmosphere may disappear. Please don't say that. I mean, honestly, I don't think it will. I do feel as though, like, yes, like, will I have like a decent, you know what I mean, channel? But the thing about it is that I understand that, I'm very polarizing. I'm not for everybody. So, do I think that I'll get to like, I think as women ascend, maybe one day I could get to like Shira's level, because Shira's been in the game over a decade. But I think the biggest thing is that, like, I do understand, like, my brain. I'm very smart. And so not everyone could think like me. Not everyone could think like me, and not everyone can kind of understand like what comes along with the mentality of like the content that I make. And also like I could be very polarizing. So let's just be present. Let's just enjoy the time for now. Let's just enjoy the time that we have, our intimate time now. So true. I dated a guy who was divorced with kids. He filed for divorce and he thinks the court took his family away. I ran so fast from him, yet he still contacts me. Exactly. I'm gonna have to join the Patreon soon because I do really enjoy this space. Yes. And I promise I'm gonna be working on another tier with Patreon. I'm really just trying to figure out like how I'm gonna frame it, like exactly what I'm gonna offer, exactly what I'm, going to do. You could definitely be at 1 million. I see the success of your channel already. Aw, thank you. Shira is still good at being accessible. Yeah, Shira has all the platforms. She's on TikTok, she's on Instagram, she's on YouTube, she has her Patreon, she has like multiple, tiers on Patreon. So, the thing about it is just like, obviously, like as the channel grow, the accessibility will cost money. Like let's just call it what it is, right? The accessibility will just cost money. One of your biggest gifts is calling out the manosphere, and the world needs that. Yeah, the manosphere needs to be brought the fuck down. They need to be brought the fuck down because they're not even helping anyone. It's like I could see if they were actually helping men, but like, where are the testimonials? Where are the testimonials on these men actually choosing right? Like, where are the testimonials of these men taking all the advice that they give to women? Like, where's the 19-year-old that you're marrying? Where's the family that you're providing for? Where's the millions that you're making because now, you're past 45 and you have all of this value? Where is all that? My mama joke and say it's because he feel like her ghost is there. Our old neighbor tells us updates about it. I'm telling you, that men, he doesn't want to relive the memories. He doesn't want to relive the memories in that home because this is so. The reason why your dad abandoned that home is because it goes back to what men say. You're gonna die alone. If he lives in that house and stays in that house, it's going to remind him that he most likely is going to die alone. That's the reason why he doesn't want to live in that house. Because the whole time your mom and him were married, he had his mind thinking that he was going to die in that house with his wife, with his family. If he stays in that house, it's going to be the Grim Reaper is in the house like, "Hey bitch, it's just you in here. It's just you in here. It's just us. You're this close to dying alone, buddy." That's the reason why. The people who applied the info and was successful, I think they hook up with each other after each podcast. Most of them are on the DL. Hell yeah. That, and there's so many pick me women out there like Emily King. Can you guys believe I'm still getting comments from the Emily King fans? Because I guess she responded. I guess she responded to the video that I made about her about like 6 weeks ago. They're still commenting on that. She brought her little Emily King fans over. What's the story behind your Wonder Woman necklace? Okay, so this is probably like the third or fourth Wonder Woman necklace that I have. But I really did like Wonder Woman. Granted, I was too young for, when it had like originally came out. But I've always liked what Wonder Woman represented. And I didn't see the second one, but I did see the first Wonder Woman. And I just loved how like they all live like they had a kingdom of women. Um they pretty much were like training women and like teaching women to like be powerful and, you know, teaching them like their strength and things like that. I don't know. I just feel like Wonder Woman is just very symbolic of like, you know, who I am as a person, you know, what it is that I strive for, um, you know, just like as a woman and just like for other people. You broke through Emily King's following and it was glorious. I know. I was like, and they're still commenting. Who? I never heard her. Clearly, she's not on my frequency. I think that's what you meant. She's a pick me content creator. Essentially, she makes content telling women what they need to do for men, how men are thinking, how what you need to do in order to benefit a man. And so I pretty much have like somewhat so one of the Sovereign Sisters was who had even sent me her content to begin with. I had no idea who she was. And so when I had like watched a couple videos, I was like, oh God. So then I had made a video and we went through her TikToks. And then she had made a video talking about like why she would never want to get married before. And like the take was it essentially influenced her to make this type of content, but the take was totally off. Like the reasoning behind it was totally off. And it's so funny because there are men that comment on that video and they're like, I can't believe you compared her with Pearl. I can't believe you're calling her a pick me. Like, it's so funny because even some men were like, you are making good points, but like actually there were a decent amount of men that actually did say that I was making good points. Yeah. There was one man that was like, I'm not gonna waste my time and give you all my energy, and then wrote an essay that was this long. I'm like, y'all are mad because I know what I'm talking about. Y'all are mad because I'm right. Yes, the easiest thing to do is get a man, literally. Like, Pearl got picked finally. Really? But yeah, I'm like, no, she's another and then they were talking about my subscriber count and talking about how I was begging for likes. They're like, she's begging for likes. And Emily King has almost 400,000 subscribers. And I'm like, dude, I've only been creating content. I'm like, I've only been creating content for going on 5 fucking months. I almost have 12,000 subscribers. Like, how are you going to compare? How are you going to compare a woman who's been making content for like 7, 8 years versus me? And I haven't even made the shit for 6 months. Like, come on. I should do a newsletter. Oh my God. I have so many book newsletter titles for these raggedy men. Red pill, blue ball. Value going up higher than a 1988 Cadillac. Listen, when it comes when it comes to like my growth, you know, and with the channel and things like that, I'm just enjoying the ride. I'm just enjoying the ride. My what stripping taught me about men video, it's not circulating. It's not really circulating quickly anymore. It's not really circulating as much. The algorithm isn't pushing it anymore. So because of that, my subscriber count is like it's slowly going up. So one thing that I do like about content creating is that like you do have to be strategic. You do have to be smart when you're like studying the analytics and things. That way you can like know how to get your channel to grow. So that's the reason why like I'm talking about like more bigger topics. That's the reason why I'm talking about like more things that kind of everyone else is talking about, because I was kind of able to like ride the wave from that video. And so it's kind of like streamlined now, that video. So really the biggest thing with content creating is just like adding strategy with the content that it is that you're going to, you know, give as value essentially. So 12K in 5 months. Congrats. Thank you. But I love the strategy that you have to have when it comes to content creating. I love it. Like I love having to, you know, have my brain work. I'm an ENTJ. I'm an ENTJ. I'm gonna stay on here for 10 more minutes and then I'm gonna get off. I promise that I'm gonna post on the spiritual channel tomorrow. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers there. So I'll be able to get monetized over on that channel very soon. So I'm excited about that. I appreciate you all for helping that channel grow, and I'm glad that that channel is helping a lot of you ladies. So I have it in my link tree. I have everything in my link tree: the Patreon, the 101s, the spiritual channel. So if you're not subscribed to that, you can go on ahead and subscribe to my spiritual channel. So yeah, I'm really happy. I'm really happy. I love the spiritual channel. I can't wait for us to do like spells and stuff and things like that over there. Can't wait for for us to get like more deeper, get more deeper into things and like talk about more things and like cute little rituals and things like that. Those algorithms need to start making some sense. Yeah, it's the algorithm is very interesting, honestly. The algorithm is very interesting. Same, it's my favorite channel. Currently, as far as me creating the content, the spiritual channel is my favorite channel out of the two, too. That's just like, I don't know, that's where my mind is most of the time. My mind is here. But most of the time my brain is in the spiritual world. Okay. Like as soon as I wake up, I'm like, okay, let's decode the dream that I had. You know what I mean? That's how my brain is working most of the time. Exactly. They push what they want to trend. It's all politics. Exactly. Is Wicca and witchcraft real? Some girl was talking about, I got witch aunties in my family. You should be scared of talking to me. I mean, it is real, but it's not real in the way that people are imagining witches. I think people think witch and they think of like abracadabra and like hocus pocus and like making all these potions and, you know, um, setting people on fire and doing and making people disappear and things like that. It's real, but it's not real in that way that like the media tries to put it out as. Essentially, it's real in the sense of it's a belief in things that you cannot touch, that you cannot feel, and that there is an outer field outside of here, and you can harness that energy and you can use that to be able to create things. And you don't even need to like do any of the like, actual rituals and things like that, like actually using things. It's more so a matter of your mind. You can be a witch just using your mind. Domino Day Lone Witch is a great biracial witch series. Ooh, I have to check that out. I think my favorite is Call of Booty Resisted Repression. So there's a page. I mean, it's ATL, but there is a fucking page on TikTok. It had me hollering. It had me hollering. It was like, it's called Don't Date Him. It's called Don't Date Him Atlanta. And I guess the woman that I'm assuming it's a woman. Let me say person because the person is anonymous. The person runs this page and she puts a man on the page. The captions are so clever. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull up this page because I know they were saying that it kept getting taken down. I know they said it kept getting taken down. And I know the creator has made like multiple pages. And you know what? They probably took it down because I could have sworn I saved it. Yeah, they took it down already because someone had to screenshot it. Damn, they took it down, but the page was great. She was exposing these dudes. Whoever it was, exposing these dudes. They must have took it. Yeah, they took the channel down. They took the page down. Oh, wait, no, they didn't. Here she is. I found them. Hold on. So she still has the channel. It's at True Crimes ATL. Hold on, I'm looking for one of these clever. I'm looking for one of these clever ones that I was looking at. Oh, look, she put one as backdoor grandpa. Hold on, is it gonna focus? Come on. It says backdoor grandpa. She said, let's talk about Thomas. I ain't gonna say his whole name. Thomas Jr. This guy sure knows how to dim a woman's shine. He often comments on your energy if you're not smiling, as if that's the real issue. After 6 months of dating, he still hasn't met the family. Definitely raises some concerns. The woman who shared this warning suspects he might have a preference for men, given that their intimate moments were only ever focused on backdoor energy. She's left wondering what a normal physical situation feels like with him because in 6 months, it's been backdoor only. Stay aware, ladies. Relationships should be built on respect and positivity. Know your worth. It was the backdoor energy for me. Not the backdoor energy. It was, oh, this one was funny. This one was clever. She put not so bright. This guy, wait. Oh no. Oh no. She put not so bright. So the man's name is Bright. His last name is Bright. She said, but trust me, there's nothing bright about this light bulb. He's the ultimate manipulator, and he's got a knack for disappearing when debts come due. Changing his name on Facebook, classic move. Faithfulness is not his forte, and condoms are optional. You will catch a case of the itchies and scratchies. While he pretends to be rolling in dough, the reality is he's financially undesirable and thrived off the kindness of women who thinks he's cute. If you see him on dating sites, remember, it's not a bright idea to swipe right. This guy is all smoke and mirrors, so keep your eyes peeled and your heart safe. Like the captions are so clever. The captions are clever as fuck. And they're on TikTok. It's at True Crimes ATL. And then the backup page is don't date him ATL, but it's True Crime. The main channel, the main page is True Crimes ATL. TikTok. It's on TikTok. Someone was talking about the Houston DL list, but I don't have access to that. Oh, I guess I found it on TikTok. I guess they said it's like 600. I thought they allowed you to be able to download TikTok. I know they did it before, but I thought you could before. Men are clunky looking. They really are. Right, the captions were so witty. I was like, "Oh my gosh, whoever is behind this channel is super they're clever. They are clever AF." Yeah, I think you're able to download it again. Go try, girl. The tea is on TikTok. Dang. All right. Well, see, my algorithm be booming. Okay, my algorithm be booming. It's like as soon as I search something, all the shit comes up. As soon as I typed in Houston DL list, shit just started popping up. I agree with what you said about gay men earlier. They are still men at the end of the day. Hell yeah. They're still men. I'm not trying, no. I'm not going to look at a gay man more superior than a heterosexual man. I'm just not going to do it. He's still a man. And to be quite honest, I mean, he really doesn't like women anyway. I mean, not saying that if a man was dating us, that would mean that it would, it would mean that he would like us. What I'm saying is that they legit don't want nothing to do with us anyway. So I mean, so if they don't want nothing to do with us, that means they don't want nothing to do with us. So I would always have that in the back of my head. I'm like, well, he's gay for a reason. He likes men for a reason. So, and he's open with it. He's open about not liking women. So clearly he don't like women for real. I no longer talk to a friend who's gay. He said the angels told him I wasn't good. I said those are demons and hung up the phone. Exactly. Respect for being openly gay instead of hiding it and ruining women's lives. Exactly. Exactly. I do still think that gay men do get a little bit of an ego boost though when they have female friends. I do. I do. And I do think that when they see straight men, like when they see, I think it's a flex. I think gay men look at it as a flex when they can have like a ton of like female friends that they do shit with. And I really do think that it is performative. I think it's a flex for them to flex on straight men. That's what I think. I think it's more of like a ha ha, like look at this bad bitch that I'm with, and I'm hanging out with her and you can't. That's what I think. Oh, sorry. I just really can't comprehend how gay men use religion against women when the whole concept of abomination is what they do. Exactly. It's like, sir, you can't even procreate with what you're doing. A gay man told me they get more attention when they have a woman with them. Exactly. A lot of it is performative. I don't really think that they really want to be friends with women because they genuinely like women. I think that they do it because of the attention that it gives them. That's the reason why I'm not quick to be friends with a man just because he's gay. I'm not. I could be wrong, but I'm probably right. And the thing about it is that it's just because like I had gay men that I was friends with, and it was just kind of like I don't know. I don't know. The vibe it would just feel off. It something just wouldn't match up for me. I think men flex on all their situations, exes, whomever, any girl after he is giving the new girl more effort, anything, everything you wanted, she got. I feel like that's more so revolved around men not having a blueprint because men don't know women. And the thing about it is that men will only shortchange you if you allow them. They'll only shortchange you if you allow them. So I've never had a situation where I had an ex and then my ex did for another woman everything that I wanted him to do for me because as soon as he didn't do it, I just fucking left. I just fucking left because the thing about it is that when you stay and you're telling your man all the things you want him to do and he's not doing it, all you're doing is giving him ideas of what to do for the next woman. He don't men, here's the thing, men are always going to take confirmation off of you staying, off of what you allow. So for instance, there's a girl I met. she's been in a parasocial relationship. She has feels for a man through text message that she has never met. And they've been talking for a very long time. And I told her, I said, he's never going to, y'all are never going to meet. He's never going to come see you. She's like, but why? Why? And they've been talking for a long time. I said, he's never going to come see you. I said, because you're giving him validation for free. Essentially, what you're telling him is that all your validation costs is text messages. All it costs for you to like a man is text messages. Your worth is text messages. When you like a man and all he is doing is texting you, you're putting your worth, you're putting your value at text messages. So if all you cost is text messages, if all it's taking for you to like a man is for him to text you, why would he need to fly when you already like him? A man ain't gonna sit here and go through the hassle of booking a flight, being on the flight, renting a car, getting travel arrangements. They're not doing that. They're not doing that. They get the validation from you texting him, oh, you're so cute. Oh, I'm into you. You're giving him validation for free for text messages. This guy really less than a year like flew her to see his mom and daddy but couldn't kiss her on New Year's. Then went half year later. They moved across the country living together, not married. She's making it through being a hush woman, letting him run her. Ciao. I don't know why some of them are so messy. What the fuck is wrong with them? I'm like, what culture is this? This is not feminist, girl. I have a gay friend and he's messy AF. I keep him at a distance. I'm telling you, those gay men, I don't deal with them. A lot of them are worse than women, honestly. A lot of them are worse than women. They start up more shit. They start up more shit than anybody, I feel like. Facts, my ex-gay friend used to point out all the attention I was getting from men when I was out, but I was ignoring it because it's nothing new. I'm telling you, as soon as you are with a man, you're being as a woman. I kid you not. Add your salary. Listen, for you to have a sense of your self-worth, for you to be able to materialize how much value you bring to a man, okay? You need to add up how much you make a year. So you're going to add up how much you make a year. You're going to add up how much you pay in bills a year. You're going to add up how much money you invest in yourself a year. And then you're going to add $100,000 on top of that because you have a uterus. So you're going to add $100,000 plus your annual salary, your annual cost of living, and your annual maintenance. Every time you're with a man, men have zero value. Zero. So every time you're standing next to a man, when you add up that number, that's how much value you're adding to a man just by going out in public with him. Just by going out in public with him, that's how much value you're adding. Whenever I'm with my man, I get even more attention. Yeah, because they're trying to figure out, what is she doing with him? What made her choose him? I added it up. That's $17 million. So then that's how much you're adding to these men. And they have zero value. So even if you even if you're working at Popeyes, girl, you got more value than a man. Even if your uterus isn't working, even if it's not even there, you got more value than a man. That's why we had to add that $100,000 tax on there. That $100,000 tax. That's the uterus tax, and then that's also the cooking, the cleaning, that's the everything tax. That's the everything they want you to do. That's the everything they're expecting you to do. It's like I did the math, guy. I did the math, guys. I'm worth the same amount as Jeff Bezos. I got the same value as Jeff Bezos. Exactly. A woman is priceless. We all from Venus, and it's the reason why there's any beauty left on this ghetto ram planet. Exactly. Exactly. Imagine if women weren't here. Men would hate it here. Men would freaking hate it here if we were no longer on earth with them. Because whenever you suggest doing anything separate, they don't want to do shit separate. Separate school, separate gym, separate everything. As soon as you implement doing anything separate, they don't want you to do shit separate. They're like, but what you don't want to live under the same roof as me? You don't want to do that? No. So that should already tell you that you have value. If you didn't have value, why do they want to do everything adjacent to you? If you had no value, then they would be willing to do everything separate, right? Oh, okay, I don't have any value. Okay, well then cool. Well then if I have no value, that means that I have my house, you have your house. I have my car, you have your car. You live there, I live here. We see each other when we see each other. No, they don't want that. They don't want that. For most men, that's not even an option. For most men, they're going to look at you crazy if they're going to think it's absurd that you would even suggest such a thing to them. So obviously that means that you're the value. Oh, we got a troll in here. We got a man that's mad. Let me block them. We're having a good time. Men are so obsessed with women. Like, you see how this man just proved my point. They say we're not the value. They say that we're not the value, but then they come in our spaces. If we're not the value, why are you here? Why are you here? They always want to watch and just suck energy. Girl, I'm telling you, they're obsessed. They're obsessed because we're the value. Who goes out of their way to say, "Let me click off the video. It's a female talking." And then comment that. You could have just did that with action. Prove my point. We're the value because who does that? Who does that? Oh, I got to type something to make sure I'm acknowledged. Make sure I get seen today. Make sure I get my attention from a woman today because I haven't had a woman look at me all month. The month is almost over. They're obsessed. He wants to push you in the algorithm. Clearly, child. Clearly. But y'all, I'm going to get off of here. I'm tired. This luteal phase, oh my God, this luteal phase is kicking my butt. It's kicking my butt. I've been so exhausted. I've been so exhausted. Hopefully I have some energy to wake up and go to the gym because I haven't went in 2 days. But I will see you all next time. I'm probably am going to live stream tomorrow because I actually do have a something that I really want to talk about tomorrow. So yeah, my lovely Sovereign Sisters, I had a really good live stream tonight with you all. I hope you all enjoyed it. And I will see you all next time. Bye.